Welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. Today, we will go over one of the most undervalued projects in the crypto space, or currently sitting at $20 million market cap, available across multiple different decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges. Get, Bitmart, KuCoin, Mexi, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, and they are going to be expanding to the Solana chain as well as the Ton chain, which I think is a quite good move. I think Solana has the most volume currently in the space, so you will see a lot more volume coming into Oort. However, this is a project I believe will be around for multiple cycles, and I think it has the potential to reach billions of dollars in market cap, whether it's this cycle or next cycle. My guess is this cycle because the recent developments from this project is quite massive. We will go over all of these developments, the tokenomics, what Oort actually is, and why I think it's so bullish. Now, Oort is a decentralized, verifiable cloud computing platform by utilizing global resources from data centers to smartphones. It aims to enable trustworthy AI applications for humanity. Now, it is split into three different categories in terms of the products. You have the Oort Data Hub, which launched last year. You have the Oort Storage, which was already launched, and you have the Oort Compute, which is coming out this year. I think it's Q4. And every single one of these have, different use cases. The first one is the Oort Data Hub. This is where you as the community can actually go earn some Oort tokens by training AI. You have the storage side, decentralized storage, we know what that is. And we have the compute side, which is providing computing services, which is coming out literally in Q4 this year. I think this is going to be massive. I think the whole point of being decentralized is having all three aspects. So you have the AI side, the storage side, and you have the compute side. A lot of projects have one and they outsource the others. So you have a project that only does deepin, but they don't do all the other stuff. This project is basically aiming to be the ultimate decentralized AI platform or project. So I think this project, has a lot of potential. If you look at some of the big backers, you got BNB Greenfield. So Oort is the official storage provider for BNB Greenfield. So they have very close ties to the BNB chain, which means that a Binance listing down the line isn't far off. You have the Oort storage, which is available on the DAO platform as well. But DAO is also using the AI agents as well as Lenovo Image. These two companies are utilizing the AI agents, which just goes to show how good the AI agents actually are. And we will go over the big institutions that's actually helping them with the AI agents a little bit later on. You got Tencent Cloud. I'm sure you guys know about Tencent Cloud. Is a massive company in Asia. You got Seagate. But you also have, I think a majority of the supply for this project is catered towards miners. And the mining adoption is growing rapidly. When I made a video on this project 9 months ago, you guys can see for yourself, this only had 30,000 nodes across 106 countries. Currently, they have 74,000 nodes across 121 countries. So in the space of 9 months, they've more than doubled their nodes, which shows that miners are actually adopting the project. So if you go over here, you guys can see 65% of the mining, the supply is aimed for miners. So clearly there's adoption going on there. 15% for the team, 10% for the foundation, and 10% for early investors. And these tokens are actually vested across multiple years. So the team tokens is vested 4 years, but this obviously has changed. The foundation across 3 years and the early investors across 4 years. So the vesting schedule is very, very slow. It's not all at once where the token tanks rapidly. Slow increase. The project has the chance to actually go up in price. If you look at the tokenomics for this project, the team tokens, the vesting schedule was actually supposed to be just up here. Hold on. It was supposed to be vested, in a 4-year release schedule. This has now been expanded to 6 years. So it shows that the team is here for the long run. They're not just here to make money and then duck. They're here to stay for a very long time, which is why they've expanded the team on locks. And out of that 65% of the supply, 40% of that supply is actually being locked up in a smart contract for 5 years. So we're not going to see these tokens for another 5 years. However, they've decided to actually burn this 800 million tokens, which is, I think, is over here, right here. So they've decided to actually burn this 800 million tokens as soon as it's unlocked, which means 40% of the supply is going to be burnt as soon as possible, pretty much. They actually had a community voting, and 92% voted to burn this 800 million tokens, which literally is 40% of the supply, which will knock off the fully diluted by 40 million. So the market cap to fully diluted is going to be massively reduced, and the token unlocks are pretty much minimal at this point. So this project, the bare minimum token unlocks, everything, the team's not going to be selling because they earn plenty of money. They earn between 10 to 20 million dollars in profits annually, and they spend 30% of their profits buying back and burning the token, which is massive for the project. 10 to 20 million annual profits, 30% gets used to buy back and burn the tokens. Now, if you look at the actual AI agents, it's being utilized by Lenovo, Dow Technologies, and Appco, and their satisfaction rate. So they've the 40% reduced in the cost for these companies. Calls reduced by 80%, which means these AI agents are clearly working. So when customers call Lenovo, or they call Dow, or they call Appco, the AI agents 80% of the time, solves the problem. So they have an overall satisfaction of 95%, which is, I think, for an AI agent company, well, for any AI agent, I think this is very, very good. And then you got, the big companies that's actually backing this project. One of them is Microsoft. And the reason the AI agents are so good is because of Microsoft. So Oort is thrilled to be awarded prestigious Microsoft grant with free Azure servers. Additionally, our AI agents developments have received invaluable technical support from OpenAI. This is why the AI agents are so successful, and this is why multi-billion-dollar companies are actually utilizing them. And then you look at, some other backers. Google is also backing them, along with some of the biggest universities across the US, because the CEO is actually a professor in one of the biggest universities in America. I forgot which one it is, but they have plenty of backing. So Max Lee is the CEO. So 2 out of 3 Microsoft servers will join our network as supernodes, enhancing our AI capabilities. This partnership marks a significant step in our mission for trustworthy and transparent AI. This just makes the whole platform more secure with Microsoft servers on the network. So this is very, very good. You got, on the node side, you have the edge nodes, you have the backup nodes, and then you have the super nodes that's being utilized by the big institutions. If you look at other developments, we've got a partnership with NSF. So some background: the U.S. National Science Foundation, also known as NSF, powers 25% of all federally funded research at U.S. universities, with 9.9 billion annual budget. So when I said they got partnerships with some of the biggest universities in the world, that's how they managed to get partnership with NSF. And then you've also got partnerships with the biggest data exchange in China. So this project is built in the US, so it has that made in the US narrative behind it, but it also has a very strong presence in China. And we know China is slowly but surely going to adopt crypto. We're seeing this on the news regularly. Hong Kong has actually unbanned crypto, and these guys have a very strong presence in China and in Hong Kong. So this is very, very good for the future of the project. At some point, we could see mass adoption from China on this project. And this is backed up by this over here. Breaking news from China's top official media: Oort has become the first cross-border data provider for successful deliver high quality industrial data sets for AI companies in China. So it becomes the first Web3 project proven real world adoption in the Web2 AI industry. So this is how good the data hub actually is. And all of this is done through the community. The nodes is done through the community, which is what makes it decentralized. The data hub, the AI training is also done by the community. And you guys can sign up to the data hub, earn up to $2,000 a month by placing in the top 5 or the top 10, but you also get money by placing in the top 500. And you also earn Oort tokens by doing every single task on the data hub. I think over 100,000 people have signed up. So the data hub is getting mass adopted. The storage side is being used by the BNB chain. You got the AI agents being used by DAO technology, multi-billion-dollar companies. They're partnering across, big institutions. This project, I think, is one of the most undervalued projects in the space. The recent developments is they've actually formed an alliance with 7 other Web3 projects to form Human AIX. You got Ionet, you got Neo, you got StoreJ, Oasis, Hollow, YJJ, XYO, and a few other companies, Web3 companies. And the best thing about this is everything will be done on the Oort layer 1 blockchain. So Oort is a layer 1, that has 20k TPS, is a block DAG, which means the fees are very, very cheap. And it kind of, block DAGs are meant to solve the trilemma, which means Oort is secure, is cheap, and is fast, the layer 1. And what this does is the layer 1 blockchain will experience a surge in on-chain activity. More importantly, Oort will be the token utility powering all on-chain operations from the human AI. So whether it's transactions or staking. So this is going to, provide a lot more token utility for the project. The mining, or the backbone of the infrastructure, which is the miners, is going to grow rapidly with this new partnership or alliance, you can call it. So this is massive, massive developments for the project. You also have, if quantum computing ever becomes a narrative or it becomes a problem, our research papers on quantum machine learning has become accepted by the WSA conference in Tokyo, Japan, which shows they have a very capable team in every single category, including quantum computers or quantum machine learning, whatever it is. This is being featured in Tokyo, Japan. Very, very good for the budget. It has a massive ecosystem with some big companies. I'm sure you guys know quite a lot of them. We'll just go over them quickly. StoreJ, Seagate, Cross Network, Appco, AltSwap, they have their own DEX, they have their own wallet, Griffin AI, Codex. There's quite a few companies, I'm sure you guys, or projects. AI Tech, Optimism, I think Nuclei is on here, Zilica's on there, YGG. What else is on there? Minima's on there, a good deepin project. What else? This hasn't been updated. Obviously, the Alliance, all the projects on there has not been mentioned on here. Space and Time, that was a big project at one point. Nuclei, Like AI, a cache network, which is another GPU project. The overall, they have a very, obviously the team's doxed as well. I should have went over this initially, but the team is doxed and they have a quite massive team. I'm sure some of these guys are well backed or well, have a lot of experience. Max Lee obviously has a PhD. He works in one of the biggest universities across the US. Overall, I think this project will be massive in the future. They have everything from Web 2 adoption, from earning actual revenue. And a project earns revenue, it doesn't have, the incentive to actually sell the tokens because they fund it through their products. This is what Web3 is supposed to be. If you're having a little bit of, if you have mass adoption, you don't need to sell the tokens to fund the project. You have companies utilizing your product, paying you for your product. And one of the main reasons, one of the biggest, aspects of this is in the last 30 days, when a majority of tokens have taken a massive hit, Oort is actually up 10%. This is massive. If you look at the top 10 to top 20 tokens, they're all down between 20 to 30% the last 30 days. This has held up exceptionally well. And I think it will continue to do so. And I think this project, will get some tier 1 listings as well at some point. At the moment, they have some tier 2s and tier 3s with a few dexes as well. They are going to be bridging over to Solana and Ton very soon as well. So that you can buy this project. And if you want to buy on PancakeSwap, you can also swap it back to the mainnet because this is a layer 1. Overall, I think this project has huge potential. I think is one of the most undervalued AI projects in the space. They have so much more to unpack, but I can't keep talking about the same thing over and over again. I have made a video on this previously as well, covering other aspects. You guys can check that out, which is over here on my channel. I think I made it 9 months ago. But since then, they've made so much more developments that I've had to make another video. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into this project. Do your own research, before you buy the project. Make sure you have the same level of conviction as I do, because the market at the moment is very uncertain. We don't know which way we're going to go. The stock market is in bear market territories. Crypto has held up very well, but we will find out in the coming weeks if that's temporary, or if crypto has decoupled from the stock market. We don't know at the moment. So do your own research. Make sure you have the same level of conviction in case the market tanks further. And remember, not to bulk buy, but DCA into the project. Don't bulk buy at one price and then it goes down 30%, start crying. DCA some here, and if it goes down, DCA more. That's how smart investors actually move in the markets. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.